are the significant things that the committee in 2022 had been done?
Yes, so in 2022, professional divisions has done the first time offline events after the pandemics, which is usually done in online. So this year we have several offline events which the participants are very encouraged to see, and we will continue that in the coming years as well.
Okay. And how about the next year? What will be the focus of the professional division committee, Pak?
Okay. For the next year, we will continue still on the technical disseminations to the members, and we will continue the live event as well. And we are continue publishing the publications through APG and Elsevier. And we are looking forward to see all the member participations and support for the next year as well.
Is there any message for the board or for the committee from you as the chairperson of this committee?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see the support from the board and the members to all the agenda that we are prepared for the IPA, and then looking forward also for any feedback that you may have.
Thank you, Pak.
Thank you.
See you in 2023.
This year, Ethics and Compliance Committee have completed 4 key programs. First, we work all together with UNODC, DNFP law firms to complete the campaigns on anti-money laundering. Second, we continue the coordination and consultations with other committees like RAC to address the government hosting issues. And the third, to broaden the campaigns on anti-corruption, we work with the KPK to participate the 2022 National Integrity Forums. Fourth, we have completed the successions of ECC Organizing Committee 2023 to 2025. And to continue the collaborations, Pak Krishna will explain.
Thank you, Pak Roni. In terms of collaboration between the government and IPA, actually we already conducted the 2 types of the engagement. One engagement related to the engagement with the government, and the other one is engagement with other stakeholders. The engagement with the government, actually we already conducted engagement with KPK and Stranas team. Basically, this is on anti-corruption and also transparency on the permitting. Engagement with SKK Migas and PAMI already conducted in terms of the simplification of business process. And engagement with ESDM, Migas, and also the Ministry of Finance basically is for anticipating for government hosting and also for ESG compliance. For stakeholder engagement, we will share more by Ibu Natni.
For the stakeholder engagement, we continue the engagement with the anti-corruption institutions such as the Collective Action Coalition Against Corruption or KAKI, UNODC, and UNDP. And we're going to continue ECC Goes to Campus program. And for the next year program, we will be shared by our newly elected chairman, Mr. Raditya Patriaji.
Thank you, Bu Nat. So for 2023 to 2025, we're still going to continue in 2 areas, internal and external. In internal, the continuations of sharing the best practices to the internal ECC will be still our focus, and continue the discussion and assessment for the new regulations and policy, and of course collaborations with RAC and SCM. For the external, engaging the key stakeholders like KPK, universities, and NGO will be part of our focus area. As well as we're going to start having the event, what we call as Supplier Compliance Forum, as well as fully participating in IPA Convex in 2023 next year. Pak Roni?
We would like to thank all the support provided by the board and other committee. Terima kasih.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, have a good morning to all of you. The 3 of us representing HR committee will be here today to report on what's the program on HR committee in 2022. So for our 2022 work programs, we mainly focusing on the transition and normalizing disruption from pandemic to the new normal. We're supporting SKK Migas with their Vaksinergi program on booster vaccination. We also heavily discuss and sharing experience and practice on how to make our employees safe on working during the pandemic. We also work together and share best practices on return to office arrangement and also the expatriate management on mobilization back to Indonesia after the pandemic. We continuing the discussion with the related stakeholder for several subjects. Mas Andi, shall you continue?
Thank you, Widi. So we work with several stakeholders, including SKK Migas, to try to work on the PMK 258. It is something that we'll continue working, and hopefully next year we'll continue and get more traction on that subject. We also work with SKK Migas and other PSCs to support some activities such as the 12th Indonesian HR Summit, which has been dormant for the last 2 years, and it was very successful with over 1 million participants. We also work together to achieve the aspirational goal of 1 million barrel oil and 12 BC FD gas by working together and conducting several workshops which are themed change mindset. So we work with several leaders of the PSC to try to find what is the behaviors that is needed to change the mindset that indeed the target is achievable and what is the behavior we need to demonstrate to achieve this. And so for next year, I will pass over to my colleague.
Thank you, Mas Andi. So continuing for next year target, the HR committee is committed to continue its collaboration with all of the stakeholders supporting SKK Migas and the government to achieve their 4.0 Renstra target from HR perspective, including to increase our workforce competency to be ready in facing the energy transition. Thank you, and let's keep up the good work.
Cheers!
In 2022, LNG and the Gas Committee continues monitoring the implementations and evaluation of ESDA ministered regulation and decrease on gas price reduction. LNG and Gas Committee with other IPA-related committee continues working on advocating the role of gas as transitional fuel. And the LNG and the Gas Committee collaborates with other gas organizations regarding common industries issues, particularly on the gas price. Sita, maybe you can add?
In terms of collaboration between IPA and the government, the LNG and Gas Committee will continue to provide key talking points to be used by the IPA board for engaging with high-level government officials. We also will request to the government to be involved in the development of regulations which may affect the gas industry, particularly for the commercialization of gas. And in terms of messages, we also would like to suggest that IPA to reiterate that the competitiveness of investment in the country will depend also on the attractiveness of the domestic gas market in essential related to the gas price policy. And those are the messages that we will continue to convey to the government.
In 2023, the LNG and Gas Committee team members, we will continue the engagement with the key stakeholders to promote the gas utilization and also to support the government efforts for the 12 BCFD by year 2030. And then we also continue monitor and evaluate the government policy regarding the domestic gas price. And also we'll continue support the IPA board and the other IPA committee in the overall advocacy efforts to support the industry, the upstream industry.
Thank you for the support from our IPA BOD and also from the support of our member in the LNG and Gas Committee and also our stakeholders.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
We have done quite a lot of things in 2022, among others the oil and gas bill and PI transfer, and we are very happy to see in the PI transfer the minister has issued a decree which provides now the incentive and cap hold for the oil and gas company who want to do the PI transfer. This is a good achievement for us in 2022.
Yeah, I think in the past years, because of the pandemic, there is a constraint and restriction in meeting offline, meeting in person, doing workshop, and continue the engagement personally. So this is obviously a room that we can improve going forward with the pandemic getting better. So probably anyone has ideas on how best we improve this method?
Yeah, so to improve this collaboration, I think one of the form that we can conduct between IPA, RIC with the government of Indonesia is also to, as you mentioned, meeting face-to-face in the form of, among others, having a workshop, seminars, or other forums that would bring the current hot topics in the industry. I think that would boost the collaboration between IPA RIC with the government of Indonesia.
Brilliant ideas.
Yeah.
For 2023, the focus of RIC is, among others, the new oil and gas law. As you know, this is a very strategic regulation for the industry. And also, we will discuss some of the, about revision to GR 27 and GR 53. But and also, last but not least, is about CCS CCUS. As you know, this is can be considered as license to invest in a country by a lot of the IOCs, and that is our focus in 2023.
First of all, I would like to thank all RIC members for the contribution, help, and assistance in 2022. And in 2023, as we have seen, we're gonna do many things, and we expect and we hope that all community members to contribute as much as possible to achieve our goals. Thank you, and
See you in 2023.
See you in 2023.
In 2022, SCM committee had been done some achievement. First is related with advocacy achievement. First, revision to the PTK 007 Book 3 Asset Management, alignment with PMK 140 with major changes on the calculation surplus MRO percentage, excluding criticality insurance and MRO in write-off process, better than previously, more secure to audit. And then second, revision to the PTK 007 Book 4 Custom Management, alignment with PMK 217, particularly imported by vendor. And then third, revision to the PTK 007 Book 2 Document Management, main revision related with adapting to current dynamic situation, more efficient, effective procurement business process. And then next achievement will be explained by Bu Listi.
Yes, thank you, Pak Ferry. So SCM also have a contribution on first IPA Convex 2022 with the title Lean SCM Addressing the Dual Challenges Meeting Indonesia's Energy Needs While Mitigating the Risk of Climate Change. Second, actively contribution in SKK Migas programs such as the 8 events related to Indonesian National Capacity Program. The pre-national capacity programs in 5 cities to cover area of Java, Bali, Nusa Tenggara, and Sumatra bagian utara, third Papua Maluku, fourth Kalimantan and Sulawesi, and fifth Sumatra bagian selatan. Then we had the National Capacity Forum in Jakarta, followed by international events through Indonesian Pavilion in Oil and Gas in Kuala Lumpur and in Adipec, Abu Dhabi. And the third, SCM committee implemented Goes to Campus program by visiting some universities in Universitas Gadjah Mada Yogyakarta and also ITS Surabaya.
In 2023, Superintendent Management Committee will focus on collaborating among members and intercommittee. We also would like to maintain collaboration with the government of Indonesia for advocacy on the regulation of processes and strategic improvement within supply chain management area.
Okay, and then as the final statement from us, SCM committee caretaker, I would like to say thank you especially to BOD, Secretariat, as well as from Government of Indonesia, and the most special is to our member. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.